Hello, everyone. Yes, this is the Face of Soul Evolution channel. Um, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing on this channel. And I'll probably have a video maybe describing what my thoughts are on what I'm going to do. And I'm trying some stuff out, but, I only really work on things when I'm inspired. Um, Otherwise, you're just kind of going against the grain, and I'd rather go with it and go with the flow. And I'm being called to do a general tarot reading for people who, who are wanting or needing just some guidance. So the short explanation of my draw to tarot reading. I got this deck. It's just I think it's, so I'm not like an expert with this at all. Every time I do a card, I pretty much have to look it up on, it's a great site, Biddy Tarot, Biddy Tarot. I love those explanations, and with that, my readings are usually very accurate. I got them 3 years ago when I started having my own awakening. And at first it was a bit rough until I got a little groove with these tarot readings. Once I got into the groove, like pretty much 80% accuracy was like always guaranteed, but mine are, when I do a personal reading, they're usually close to 100% accurate. I have done some readings for some friends. They're more like towards the 80%, maybe 90%, but so yeah, it's something I still have to work on. But I thought I would just do this in the meantime, since I'm trying to make more content, and I feel, again, one of the things I'm inspired but also just drawn to do is to do this. So if you'll indulge me, I would like to help you in knowing or showing you what you need to know. Whether it's going to happen or not. I find that sometimes we need to see things that may not necessarily happen guaranteed, but is something that is brewing within us that could definitely happen. So definitely with tarot, it's like I always kind of look at these cards as more of energies and not like what's actually going to happen. It's more of, again, I started out saying like I go with the grain. So it's like if I pull out a card, that's the energy. So if you work with that energy, whether you're trying to change it or rather like transmute it, I guess is the phrase, would be better. You're trying to transmute this energy, or you're trying to like amplify it. It seems like it's more accurate when you think of it like that. And the other thing too is I do believe in like energetic timelines. I don't necessarily believe in these physical parallel realities that make just everything more confusing, but I do believe there is like this on a higher dimension. It's hard to conceive because we see just the physical dimension for the most part. But I do perceive that on a higher dimensional level, let's say to them in these higher, I'm not doing Baphomet, I'm doing quotes. So as long as I'm aware of it, that's good. So, and I get sidetracked really easily. So, I wish I could pause it. I didn't do this. I'm just doing this on my OBS. So, I'm getting sidetracked and I'm distracting and putting this off. I take tarot very seriously, so if I remember what I was going to say, I'll put it in like a description or the comments or something. I'm very spacey, so I can be very, very spacey. So I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. We're already like 5 minutes in, so it might take me 10 minutes or so, but this is how I do tarot, and it's always worked for me personally. The reading I want to do is the energies of what is going on in the world, what is going on in humanity, what kind of will happen kind of thing. And I did a similar reading to this about 2 months ago, and it was really good in favor of people who align themselves with truth, love, justice. Mostly out of that love, people who are genuine, authentic, organic beings of humanity working for good. It was like really in our favor, and I really felt that. So it's kind of like my cat. She just changes her attitude all the time. So you might see or hear her, but anyway, so I want to see where we're at 2 months later, because things do seem to change. And like I said, energetic timelines, I think that's what I was talking about. So I think that's what I was saying, is like on a higher dimension, to them that is a physical reality. To them there are physical parallel realities, but to us there's not, because it kind of all settles down to the 3D. Again, I don't like these terms, but I use them. Okay, let's just get to it. Okay, so I've already cleared the deck. Something, I don't know, sometimes I knock on them too after I've shuffled them. I did like a really thorough shuffle, like almost to the point where it was like too much. I have been delving now into the idea that there are portals in the world, and I've been looking into more of like, not just physical portals, like in a tree or something, in doorways, or I don't know, but I've been looking into like TV screens, mirrors are portals, but I also believe that tarot is a portal. It's one of those things that I think once you clear it, it's not just about these physical cards anymore. I do think we're communicating with the other side. So as long as I don't see the card, I believe that what we see is what we are supposed to see from our higher self. So I always read from my higher self. I cut the deck just like that. But then after that, I just fan out the cards. I'm going to do this so it's less confusing for me, just the cards facing me. And I'm only going to do like 3 cards, I think, just to get us started. So I kind of want to know first, where is humanity's energy right now as a whole? The humans that are working for good, and like I said, good, love, truth, justice. Where is our energy at right now? So I'm getting 8 of Cups. Good, it's not backwards. I don't know why this isn't widescreen, so I didn't check the settings, but so 8 of Cups. I'm gonna have to look this up, because again, I'm not an expert. Okay, so I'm on Biddy Tarot right now. It's actually saying the upright is about disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, and escapism, which kind of makes sense to the card. It looks like a man walking away from the cups, and the cups I do believe is more about emotions. It's not so much about the tangible, the physical. It's not a fight energy. But disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, and I'll read the longer one. 8 of Cups. You may feel compelled to walk away from disappointing situation. It could mean turning your back on an unfulfilling relationship, job, career path, living arrangement. I'm skipping a little bit of this. You have invested yourself emotionally, but despite your best efforts, are disappointed it hasn't turned out the way you had expected it to. You realize no longer getting anything out of the situation. The only choice to put it behind you and move on with your life, even if it brings you sadness. It suggests you sense that something is missing, particularly emotional or spiritual level, and instead of waiting around for things to get better, you know you need to leave that unfulfilling situation. Looks as if you have everything you had wished for deep down. You know it's not serving your highest good, and it's time for you to let it go and move on. So far I'm getting a vibe that it's like humanity is sensing that what they're doing is not working. This fight you see, because I do sense like, I just kind of only recently got out of that fight energy for, um, needing justice and everything. And so this is where I think humanity really is probably going to be tipped over the edge, so to speak. Um, Tipped over the edge with the chaos going on. Eight of Cups can be a sign that you are trying to escape a problematic emotional situation, avoiding some major psychological issues, concerns. Okay, the Eight of Cups invites you to ask yourself what brings you joy, contentment, fulfillment on a deeper level. So this sounds pretty good in a way. Actually, it's kind of that like realization that this is not working, and we need to look for something that actually fulfills our emotions and spiritual level. So that's actually kind of a good thing. What is the energy of the Cabal? Those who seek to do evil against the good of humanity. All right, reversed. For me, I'm doing it from my perspective, reversed of Three of Wands. Well, yeah, I had the reversed. So, and now I gotta stop the video because unless you want to wait for me to do this, but I can do it really quick. I'm just, cutting up the video. Three of Wands. I mean, this has been like never steered me wrong doing this method. Look, I'm not an expert, but I feel like I've connected with my higher self enough that I feel more confident with these cards, and that's all I use. And it's really just me, but at the same time I work on my my soul connection, and I think that's why through the months and years, everything has been more accurate. So playing small, lack of foresight, unexpected delays, which is kind of similar to the reading I had a couple months ago. That sounding of delays, because I remember asking about the Cabal, and it was kind of what I did 2 months ago was this idea that the energy of the Cabal was depleting. It was depleting, and they were scrambling to figure out how to change course. And I asked, though, one of my questions was, would the Cabal have the energies going through the end of the year and moving into 2021? And I think that was the one I got the Death card, but either way, it was just not looking good for the Cabal. So it was like, yeah, that was a really good reading. Three of Wands reverse suggests that growth expansion are available to you, but you are choosing to play it safe. Stay within your comfort zone. As a result, you are closing yourself off from the new opportunity, limiting your potential. What's holding you back? It's time to spread your wings and fly. How about no, actually? Let me just insert that at the end. Reversed indicates that you have attempted to embark on your journey of personal development, but did not accomplish your goals. Unexpected delays and creative blockages may have popped up in your path. There's disappointment, frustration, a general feeling that you may have just wasted your time by even starting on this path. What you might not realize, however, is that these setbacks are an essential part of your life's journey and contribute to personal evolution. Well, we hope not. Similarly, the reverse Three of Wands can indicate that your plans might come to grinding halt with unexpected delays and other frustrating obstacles. You may need to wait on others to complete a task, or you have underestimated how much time the work involves. When planning, add buffer time so external problems don't adversely affect you. You may also struggle to put your plans into action, and you are feeling worried that you have overcommitted yourself. It's possible that you did not adequately prepare for the challenges you are in your path. Breakdown, manageable, realistic, conduct a risk assessment. Okay, so I'll say this is kind of on par. I'll maybe go back into the first card a little bit, but my next question, therefore, would be, what does the Cabal have? What, if anything, does the Cabal have planned for the good of humanity? Or, well, towards the good of humanity, I think is what I meant. So I'm getting upright Five of Pentacles, which is from I haven't gotten this one in a long time, but I used to get it more frequently. I think it has to do with desperation, because they're just like in the cold, they're trying to get to shelter. That's vaguely what I remember. Let's see, the quick is financial loss, poverty, lack mindset, isolation, and worry. Wow. Go figure on that one. That's what they're trying to do, at least. That's what they're going to do, which is more of the same, but the financial loss is really like, oh, that's pointing towards what we've been thinking about with financial resets and whatever. Five of Pentacles is a card of financial loss and poverty. You have hit hard times, especially when it comes to your work, career, finances, and material possessions. Recently lost job, your home, financial security no longer feels safe, your ego may be bruised, correlates to financial wealth. Losing either can be humbling blow to your self-esteem, self-worth. So it says it's temporary, though, because it's not a major arcana card. But in this time of need, Five Pentacles indicates that you feel isolated, alone. So just for time purposes, you can look at this. Biddy Tarot is so good. At times, Five Pentacles highlights a lack mindset. You are sabotaging your ability to create abundance because you only focus on what you lack. It's a lot of lack energy, not abundance, of course, because the Cabal doesn't want abundance, of course. So I guess my final question of the evening would be, therefore, if the Cabal is going to roll out plans of more of this poverty, isolation, so kind of more of the same, but an increased amount, or maybe it's going to be different, but either way, it's the same energy. What can the good of humanity do to overpower this energy and be successful moving forward through the end of the year into 2021? Well, it's the upside down, the sun, which is interesting, which I believe is a major arcana. Because I think the upright's a gooder one. But, well, see, this is one I'm not too familiar with, but the reversed is inner child feeling down and overly optimistic, which is interesting. But you got to remember what the question I asked, because overly optimistic might sound bad, but actually that might be what we need to do to get through. So let me read the full. Reverse sun is calling to your inner child to come out and play. As adults, we get so lost in hustle bustle of everyday life that we forget how to have fun, but spend just a few minutes watching a kid play. You realize you wonder how wonderful and carefree life can be when you learn to let go of your worries and concerns. When you see the sun reversed, see it as your permission slip to leave behind your work and responsibilities, even just for a moment, and play. Dance like no one is watching, sing like no one is listening, and let your heart and soul fly free. That's a good card. It really is. I mean, it's like a lot of the reverse cards aren't necessarily bad. It's not like the opposite. It's just, I always get a little nervous when they're reversed. I'm like, oh no. But that's not bad. That's pretty good. Sun reverse can mean you are struggling to see the bright side of life. You may have experienced setbacks and damaged your enthusiasm, optimism. You feel depressed, left out, no longer enjoying what you are doing. Your direction and path ahead may appear clouded, distorted. Nonetheless, the sun is never it's never a negative card, so this is only temporary. The last paragraph is about being overconfident. Are you being truthful to yourself? Are you being too unrealistic? So I guess what we could assess from this reading is more of the same, but a way through it is, I would say, yes, connect with your inner child. That is what I've been doing this year, really for the first time, I've always wondered what that was like. If I ever make another talking video, maybe I'll go into my history. But I just want to try to make this as short as possible, which is not happening right now. But yeah, take that for what you can. This is just another good reading in our direction. I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing and working on ourselves. And yeah, keep working on ourselves. But this is very specific. Connect with your inner child and connecting with your soul and letting the heart and soul fly free. That just really spoke to me. So all right, thank you guys so much for your time. I just want to get out of here before I talk your head off. Bye.